Hi guys, this is Siri, and I think last time we left off at the complex data type. So now we're going to be talking about the Boolean data type. Okay, so this is just a way to represent, two states of logic. Okay, so the two states of logic are true and false, even in our daily lives. Okay, so but Python internally stores these values as 1 and 0. So Python stores true as 1 and false as 0. Okay, so let's create a variable b or a and assign it to true. Okay, and now when you see the type of a, you get bool. Okay, bool or boolean. Okay, so now if you have b equals 10 and c equals 20. Okay, so we can say that d equals b greater than c. So what does this mean? This means that, okay, so b is greater than c. What is that? This is an inequality, and this is a state. So b is greater than c. Is b greater than c? Yes, it is. The state is true. Okay, the Boolean data type represents two states of logic, and this is true. Okay, since the inequality is a state, it is a condition, and you're gonna get true. If you print d, you're gonna get false. Oh, right, because b equals 10 and c equals 20, and 10 is not greater than 20, so you get false. Okay, so since true and false are associated with numerical values, 1 and 0, as I mentioned here, you can perform arithmetic operations on them. So if you say that a equals true and b equals false, you can add a and b together, and you're gonna get, okay, let's just print that. You're gonna get, so a is stored as 1, b is stored as 0 because it's true and false, so then you're gonna get 1 as an answer. Okay, and what if we said that d equals true, okay, and e equals false? We wanted to print d divided by e. So we're gonna divide by e. What is e? E is false, and false is stored as 0, and we're dividing by 0. So let's see what happens. We're gonna get a 0 division error. Okay, so you can perform arithmetic operations on Boolean values. Okay, so that's just the basics of, so that's just what a Boolean is. Okay, so now let's talk about strings. Okay, there's still a lot more we can do, but I'm not going to get to it in this video. So now let's talk about strings. Okay. Okay, so strings are just a sequence of characters that are enclosed within single or double quotes. Okay, so S1 equals I don't know, Siri, and S2 equals, I don't know, laptop. Okay, so this is a string and just a sequence of characters. The characters in this case are letters. You can also say Siri $% and app. Okay, doesn't matter what you put in. So if you want to print S1, you get this. Okay, if you want to print the type of S2, then I get string. If you want to print the type of S1, you're gonna get a type. Okay, I forgot. Print the type. Okay, you get a string. Okay, so these are strings. Okay, if you want a multi-line string, you can use triple quotes, or triple single quotes, or triple double quotes. Okay, so maybe title. Okay, equals disappearing Earth. By Julia Phillips. Okay, now we print title. We get a multi-line string. Okay, so now let's talk about the concept of indexing. It's very applicable to strings. It's applicable to other data types too. So let's say that fruit equals apple. Okay, so okay, so you can access each character or each element of the variable fruit, which is going to be A, P, P, L, E. Okay, using the concept of indexing. So indexing starts at 0 from the left and starts at -1 from the right. Okay, so it starts at 0 from the left and starts at -1 from the right. Okay, so these are the index values, right? So A is going to be at the index 0, P is going to be at the index 1, the next P is going to be at index 2, 3, and 4. Okay, he's going to be at 4. Or you could also access it like this. So E is -1, L is -2, P is -3, this P is -4, and this P is -5. This A is -5. Okay, so let's just say print fruit, and we access index like this, square brackets after the name of the variable and the element that you want to access. So I want to access the 0th, the first element, but it's at index 0 of the variable fruit. Okay, and when I print that, what do you expect to get? You're going to expect to get the first element. Okay, you're going to expect to get A, and you get A. Okay, so let's do that for the other elements, or the other characters, so of the string. Okay, print fruit at index 1. The second element of fruit. Okay, and if you wanted to access the characters from right to left, you could have also printed fruit, square brackets, and in the square brackets you would have typed -1. And you could also say -2 if you wanted to access this L right here, an apple. And just say -3. Okay, so you get the characters of apple, of the value that's assigned to fruit, and you get the corresponding index values. Okay, but what if you wanted to, what if you said this? What if you said print fruit, and you wanted to print the character that was at index 100. You get an index error. Okay, string index out of range. Okay, so you can't do it like that. You can't do print fruit square brackets 100 because you get this index error. Okay, so we're gonna comment that out, and this comment just means that you just like write it and rewrite this line, and Python doesn't execute it because it knows that it's just a note for yourself. Okay, and if you wanted to say, hey, this gives you string index out of range error. Okay, so that's just a note to yourself. Okay, so now that we talked about indexing, I think a nice place to go would be slicing strings. Okay, slicing. Okay, so a slice, as in a slice of pizza. Okay, just a piece, slice. Okay, slice of pizza, and or in the case of Python, you're gonna get a like piece of or slice of the string. Okay, so for example, if your favorite fruit was instead of an apple, let's just say it's a strawberry. Okay, and you wanted to print, you didn't want to print the entire string, you just wanted to print straw. Okay, you wanted to print a slice or a piece of the string. Okay, so this is where we use slicing. Okay, so you use square brackets just like you do with indices. I mean, so, and slicing is pretty much based on the concept of the index. So if you wanted to print fave fruit, and you just wanted to print straw, so what index do you want to stop at? So you print at, so this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You stop at 4. Okay, so we start at 0 and you end at 4. Okay, and in the middle you put a colon. Okay, so this is the syntax you use to slice a string or any collection. So like this is a collection of characters. Okay, so we're gonna get straw. Straw. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, And another thing to note here, the index, it starts at index 0 and it goes to index it goes to index 4. Okay, it doesn't go to 5. Here, like 5 is not included. You know how it's like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you do 0 to 5, the 5th character is not included. I mean, like the value at index 5. Okay, it's not included. So that's why you got an error when I said 4. Okay, and not an error. I mean, you only got STRA instead of when we wanted straw, like with the W. Okay. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so if you want to start at a specific index and go to the end of the string, okay, fav fruit, okay, if you want to start at index, I don't know, 1, go to the end, you get strawberry. Okay, you don't get strawberry. You get strawberry because it starts at index 1, and you don't need to provide the index of the last character if you're printing the entire string. Okay, the default is the end. Okay, you can, so this is for starting at an index and go to the end of the string. That goes to the end of the string. Okay. What if we wanted to start at the beginning? Start at the beginning and go to index 3. Print fav fruit, and you want to go to index 3. So do we say 3 or do we say 4? We say 4 because as you see here, when I printed 0 to 5, it didn't include the 5th one. It's non-inclusive. Okay, so the slicing is non-inclusive. So here at the end, right? The end value. So if you want to go to index 3, right? So like 0, 1, 2, 3 to A, you gotta press 4. I mean type 4, like 0 to 4. Okay? Or actually, you didn't even need that 0. You could have just typed a colon, because the default value for the beginning, similar to the default value of the end, is the entire string. Okay, so that's why you don't need to provide a value for that. And what if you wanted to print the entire string from beginning to end, and you had to use the concept of slicing? You couldn't just say fav fruit. You couldn't just do that. Okay, so how would you do that? Using slicing. So you could just put a colon, right? So like, because the default value is 0 and the last one is to the end of the string. Okay, so you would also get strawberry if I ran that. Okay, run it and you get strawberry. Okay, so in slicing, you can also skip values. So if you wanted to do fav fruit, okay, And so this is the step. Okay, so if you wanted to start at index 0 and go to the end 2. Yeah. Okay, so you get S, then you skip a letter, then you get R, then you skip a letter, then you get W, you skip a letter, you get E, the second R, and you end there. Okay, my bad. The step is at the end. Okay, and if you wanted to start at index 2 and go to index 5, or in this case 4. Okay, so index 5 is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So it's not inclusive, so it ends at the W. Okay, and here we want to skip every other letter, right? Because we're skipping by twos. It's like a step, right? So we're skipping the T and we're skipping the A. So we get, oh no, so it ends at W and we start at index 2. Okay. Oh, actually it starts at R because S is 0, T is 1, R is 2, and it doesn't go to B, so it's just R and W. Okay, so I think that's it for slicing. The last thing I wanted to talk about is that you can multiply strings as well. So if you said no, and you wanted to multiply that by 3, what do you think you would get? Can you multiply letters and numbers? Well, in Python, it's a repetition operator. So you get no, no, no. Put a space in there. Get no, no, no. Okay. So I think that's it for today. We talked about Booleans, we talked about strings, we talked about the concept of an index, and we talked about slicing. So I think that's it for today. And I hope I see you in the next video.